From Cama Beach State Park.
And the Cama Beach Quilters.
Welcome to Winterfest!
Hi, welcome to the 12 Days of Winterfest, Day 1. My name's Susan Palmer, and I will be doing interviews with the amazing Cama Beach Quilters. Each day will feature one or two of the beautiful quilts made at Cama Beach. And on Saturday, December 12th, you will get the opportunity to purchase that quilt. Let's start our conversation with Pam Frederiksen. She's the head of the Cama Beach Quilters. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Welcome.
Good morning.
The Cama Beach Quilters is basically started as a side group from Camano Island Quilters, right?
It was an offshoot, yeah, because Audrey said, I know some people who might want to help, and she passed around a sign-up sheet. I think I still have that sign-up sheet with about a dozen names on it. And then Audrey up and left us in 06 or 07. And she said, here, Pam, and handed over all the stuff. And that was, it's an interesting group. We don't have officers. We're kind of a club.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first quilt named Pieces of Paris.
Your focus fabric then was the Paris fabric, or did you start the scrappy strips first?
It's probably just a merger of the two. As I was looking at the picture of it this morning, I realized a directional fabric is sometimes hard to work with. The Eiffel Towers should all be standing on their base. And so to make one of these Chinese coin quilts, you just expand one with the fabric. And so it worked out perfectly. The directionality was not a problem, and I had enough of it. I'm not a yardage person. If you look through, I've got a pretty good sized stash, but there's very little yardage in there. I'm basically a scrap quilter. I learned from one of the best, Margaret Miller, who one of her favorite quotes is, why use 2 fabrics when you can use 20? That's been my mantra as well. This back is about the only flowers you will see in my quilts. I'm not a big floral person. This one's unusual.
Quilt number 184, Pieces of Paris by Pam Frederiksen. All right, so now we're looking at scrap basket. It's like you took the leftovers from Paris and put it into scrap basket almost.
I've got the never-ending scrap basket. The more quilts I make, the fuller it is. I love my scraps, and I love having a great variety to work from. I get bored easily. I need lots of color and lots of variety. This one, and the name, the basket, was that I had some basket weave fabric that I used along with the Chinese coins. It's basically the same pattern as the Pieces of Paris was, but by using a strip and 2 borders and making it into a square, you can make it look like a basket weave. So it looks a lot more complex than it is. It's a very simple block. But this is an example on the back where 2 widths of fabric were not quite enough, and I had some leftover blocks and just put them down the center of the back.
And so when you're putting your scraps together, do you put a blindfold on and just grab a scrap?
In some cases I do, but mostly I just go for contrast. Roberta Horton is another one of my gurus. And from her, I learned it's important that the line not be straight. I grew up having to match plaids and clothing that I made. I'm big into asymmetry and lines that aren't perfectly straight, and I think it makes the quilt more interesting. And it would be impossible to replicate any of my quilts because they're just, they're one of a kind.
And that's why your quilts are such treasures. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you later in the week with more of your beautiful quilts. Quilt number 388, Scrap Basket by Pam Frederiksen. Please join me and my co-host tomorrow for more beautiful quilts from Cama Beach Quilters.